Hello, Sky Brooks here. Discovery of Intelligence. Again, as in the previous show, we will be talking about some of those chaotic events again, the turmoil that those are creating. These groups, these paid actors, useful idiots would complain if they were hung by a new rope. The error of youth is to believe that intelligence is a substitute for experience, while the error of age is to believe that experience is a substitute for intelligence. Resistance against a free society shows a twisted intelligence. Could such a resistance begin anywhere else in the world and not be crushed? I don't think so. We'll continue right after this brief break.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance.
We are back. Hope you have heard this statement before. Quote, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. It has to be fought for and defended by each generation. End of quote. The devolution of education has reached such a point that every opportunity for indoctrination is present, and this activity should serve as a warning to all parents. It may be impossible to locate a public school that is not dedicated to indoctrinating your children, as public education has become quite a quagmire of left-wing wokeism. They will even argue with you that it cannot be all that bad or all that terrible, and they don't care the damage that wokeism has created. But having said all that, let's move on with the main topic.
I am happy to continue to add my opinion on these controversial topics from the last show for Discovery of Intelligence. Let's get started. One of the major responsibilities of the government is to keep society safe, stable, and organized while defending the rights, freedoms, and well-being of its people, safeguarding the freedoms and rights of all its citizens, as it says precisely in the Constitution, Section 4 of Article 4. The United States will protect every state against invasion and domestic violence. It's quite evident and undeniable. Why wouldn't you want to stand up for that? Or putting America first? Half of Congress did stand, while the other half of the nut jobs didn't. Even The View rejected that. I have several reasons of my own why that half didn't stand, but I believe with a little imagination you can come up with a few yourselves.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
These left-wing groups, such as Democratic Socialists of America, Antifa, which has been now designated as a terrorist organization, and various oriented activists focusing on social justice, Greta Thunberg comes to mind. Who is supporting her, I can only guess. But let's not forget those long-standing foes and arch-adversaries, the socialists and communists. Speaking of Russia and China directly, they have been around seems like forever. Excuse me for a second. Almost left out Hollywood, the show, The View. As Discovery of Intelligence has mentioned in previous podcasts, these all have a very innovative way of handling various problems. See if you can identify any of these points I will mention that are currently happening. It can be described as Discovery of Intelligence refers to the negative way to solve problems, the notion that problems can be fixed by eliminating the organization that causes them. There are a lot of ways to try to reach these aims. For instance, 1, address these problems until the day they can get rid of the government. That one is the end game. The second point is getting rid of all religion. This would fix the problems that come from it. These groups just mentioned hate religion of any kind. They further allege that religion is not of divine origin, but is simply a man-made tool used to dominate others and to suppress and to be used to exploit all believers. All have described religion as the narcotic of the people, which is designed to lull them into humble submission. I agree, as students of history would agree, that there have been times in history when unscrupulous individuals and even misdirected religious organizations have abused the power of religion, just as all other institutions of society have been abused at various times. More of that in a few. Now I'm getting ahead of myself a little. Number 3, Problems with marriage, home, and family issues would be eliminated if marriage, home, and family were no longer around. Strong family solidarity is part of our religious strength and part of our national strength, but it is despised by these leftist groups. The abolition of the family is critical for their goals. Change or destroy the family unit of life. Can you identify that one? We are seeing a lot of states attempting these first three strategies, as well as in the UN resolutions and in the World Health Organization, which gets a lot of funding from the Chinese government. This has affected most of Europe to Australia. Next, the issues that come up because of property rights or owning a home would be remedied by not letting individuals have property rights and making communal communities for everyone. That is the aim in New York. If rents and housing are too expensive, what else would you expect? Number 4. This one has never worked and never will. The issue of wage equality would be resolved by the elimination of wages. Needs and wants would be placed at various central locations, and all individuals who are in need would be entitled to help themselves on the basis of their needs for free. What is in Mamdami's New York? Grocery stores that are free. The 5 venues, one in each borough, are supported by an estimated $60 million to $70 million using taxpayer funds. How do you think that's going to work out? Bankruptcy comes to mind. Number 5. Getting rid of money, markets, and prices would fix problems related to money, markets, and prices. An obvious one. How do you think the Soviet Union, now Russia, and China control their markets? Do you believe that they're free markets? I don't think so. Moving to number 6. This one is bizarre to Americans. Competition in manufacturing and distribution would be stopped by force. In the UK, it doesn't really matter where you buy a particular product. All similar merchandise costs the same. They even shut down the bigger stores on alternate days thereby, so the smaller ones can compete and stay in business. Just about every retail shop shuts down at 5 p.m. I know because Sky Brooks and some of his crew lived in Winchester, England. There's no Home Depot or Lowe's. You need a permit or hire a contractor just to paint a room, if you can even get paint. And you can forget about being a shade tree mechanic. You are in a different world there. Expect to pay a TV tax. It was £40 for a black and white TV and £80 a year for a color TV. Believe me what I say, it is likely more now. Would you believe £175 for color and $58 for black and white? To set an example, at the time, a single woman with several children was going to jail because she failed to pay the £40 for black and white. Bizarre, as I said. You will never see competitive pricing, like you see at the stores, like Penny's, or at the dollar store here, to name a few. Love it or leave it. The end result of all is that they would fix all of modern society's ills by employing a revolution to eliminate capitalism, which is an economic system based on private ownership and for the means of production, that you Americans currently enjoy every day. Would you stand for that? Half of Congress didn't. Did you know they only work 3 days a week? No wonder nothing gets done. I would love to work for 3 days and get paid for 5, and make money on insider trading. Just ask Nancy or AOC.
Sky. If I may interject this new old idea from Liu Qingjian, a spokesperson for the 4th session of the 14th National People's Congress, the NPC, just recently a few days ago, again, that China and the U.S. should pursue peaceful coexistence, mutual respect, and win-win cooperation. He emphasized shortening the list of problems and lengthening the list of cooperation. Chinese officials continually emphasize their 5 principles of peaceful coexistence: mutual respect for sovereignty, non-aggression, non-interference, equality, and peaceful coexistence as the foundation of their foreign policy. What does the U.S. or any nation gain from such an agreement? China is engaged in a massive state-sponsored campaign to steal U.S. intellectual property, technology, and data to advance its economic and military goals. This strategic, decades-long effort involves cyber espionage, insider threats, and forced technology transfers, costing the U.S. economy an estimated $225 billion to $600 billion annually. What is the status of peaceful coexistence? This is another illusion regarding tranquil coexistence has been generated by the Chinese communists. The left would enjoy such a coexistence. This is the notion that the West must be amenable to coexistence with communism, as the sole alternative would be annihilation through nuclear war. Co-resistance is the genuine alternative to coexistence, which every free-loving person should adapt. Co-resistance. For years, experts in the field have maintained that communism does not necessitate toleration. There is no moral, economic, or political justification for its existence. Additionally, it is exceedingly susceptible to numerous pacific pressures that have not yet been implemented by freemen. It is crucial to underscore that communism can be defeated, and it can be accomplished without recourse to nuclear conflict. Consequently, the entire rationale for advocating for coexistence breaks down. The idea of coexistence is a contradiction, as it implies the attempt to coexist with the pursuit of world conquest, which is impossible. One must either resist or be conquered. This also implies agreeing to the perpetual submission of over 30% of the human race as an established condition. It entails the acceptance of communism in spite of its deception, subversion, and breach of agreements. It entails the acceptance of communism without opposition. The enslavement of a substantial portion of the global population by communist imperialism is a mockery of the concept of peaceful coexistence. It is appropriate and proper to demonstrate the support of the government and the people of the United States of America for the just ambitions of the peoples of the captive nations for freedom and national independence. I sounded a note of awakening of intelligent resistance. Thank you.
Left-wing extremism is synonymous with either socialism, communism, or causes such as environmentalism. Combined with a desire for violent confrontation and rejection of state authority, some on the far left have used social justice issues, such as racial equality and immigration rights, as a pretext to engage in violent retribution against the state. These far-left protesters have also engaged in violence against the right as part of a self-declared opposition to racism and fascism, as can be seen by Antifa. However, the extreme left only superficially opposes fascist movements, focusing more on undermining a capitalist society. Where do you believe that endgame would lead? The UK is lost, France, and that includes the EU. They won't even protect themselves. It cannot go back, unless a complete collapse and much blood is spilled. The United States is the last of any semblance of a free society. Did you hear what I just said? Why do you think the world wants to invade or destroy it? They are jealous of its wealth and founding documents. Sweden is over, Spain is over. The list can go on. How soon they all forget the US pulled their ass out of World War II, rebuilt their economies, provides their security. If I went too fast, I will repeat this again. 2/3 of the world's population has succumbed to this left ideology. Are they free or just slaves? What do you think? Do you really want a vacation in the states of Minnesota or California? I don't think so. Minnesota will never be the same. By the way, has any politician ever gone to jail? I don't think so. They would end up like Epstein. Thanks for listening to Discovery of Intelligence.
This madness is prevalent in a variety of settings, including the church, state, education, retail, television, and movies. It should be apparent by now that we are engaged in a struggle for the essence of not only this nation, but many other parts of the world. There is nowhere else to run. However, the challenge is significantly more complex than attempting to rectify a particular aspect, because useful idiots are found everywhere, and they advance with wokeism in a highly effective but unthinking ways. Well, that wraps up this episode. Hope to catch you on the next one. See ya.
Who are you?
You don't put any stock in this mumbo jumbo, do you?
Actually, I do.
Really?
Yay!
Some people like to sing the blues, some like to sing to a happy tune. If you like it, then that's what you should do. Feel the sand between your toes, somewhere down in Mexico. If you like it there, then that's where you should be. Some like the desert and some like the rain. Some like things to just stay the same. Freedom of our choices. Well, you don't know me and I don't know you. Choose walking in different grooves. Freedom of our choices. Some people like to walk alone and not have their soul stepped upon. If you like it, then that's what you should do.